It's time for a new episode of TMG.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to TMG. I'm your host, Travis Patton Sr. I enjoy discovering and sharing real-life moments of inspiration from everyday people. And this show is about finding moments of inspiration for our everyday lives. And look, and if you're going to tell me something, then tell me something good. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of TMG. I'm your host, Travis Patton Sr. Hey, guys, real quick, you know how I like to do it before I get started. I want to give you a huge shout out to my biggest supporter, my biggest fan, my lovely wife, Nicole. Hey, girl, how you doing? Hey, Nicole. Listen, everybody around the world knows your name. I know you're watching. I know you're listening. Guys, listen, in a very short time, this show has really taken off. And it's being heard in places all around the globe. Yeah, places, guys, like Switzerland, and Thailand, and Egypt. Yeah, even in Egypt, they are listening to TMG. And I'm so glad they are. Guys, listen, don't forget to visit our YouTube page. That's Tell Me Something Good with the capital T. So glad, guys, that you're being here today. Guys, as always, I am excited to bring you a brand new episode of TMG. Guys, listen, if this is your very first time being here, your very first time listening to the show, let me take this time to tell you thank you. I'm so glad you're joining in tonight. I'm glad to see your face, glad to see everybody popping in. Hey, everybody, for tuning in. Listen, and maybe, just maybe, you've been here for the 3 years that we've been streaming. Let me take this time to tell you thank you as well. I'm so excited that you're part of the show. I can't wait for the show to get started, guys. Listen, you know that we have a couple of really great affiliate sponsors here with TMG. And what I would like to do, guys, is go ahead and get that information out there for you. One of our sponsors, guys, is Walmart. And the other sponsor, guys, is Fanatics. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and roll that sponsor information. When I do, we coming back to jump into the show. Walmart is a proud associate sponsor of TMG Tell Me Something Good podcast. Please use the special link bit.ly/tell me something good and visit our sponsor. Remember, I may earn a commission when you buy through this link. Fanatics is the place to go for all of your officially licensed sports gear from your favorite sports and sports teams. Use the special link bit.ly/tell me something 21 and pay a visit to our sponsor today. Remember, I may earn a commission when you buy through this link. Hello, everybody. Listen, guys, I'm so excited. Glad you guys are here. Listen, guys, I'm getting ready to jump into the show. I'm excited. I am here. Guys, let me ask you a question. Okay, be honest with me, right? I want you to type in chat, say it to your friends, but be honest with me, right? Has there ever been a time, have you ever been moments in your life where maybe you felt that something was different with you, or maybe things were a little off with you in your personality in comparison to maybe your friends or your family, and maybe you thought something was off with you, or something was different, or maybe things were a little off in how you dealt with things, or maybe you felt like something was just wrong with you. I know many of us can answer this question with a big, fat yes. Yeah, I know we can. So what do? Right? We try to fix what we think might be broken with us. This may come in the form of connecting in different types of relationships, pursuing different types of careers, or even just trying to fit in and be normal, right? I like everyone else, no, like everyone else, but we soon find out that there is nothing normal about us. Yeah, let me put that out there. There is absolutely nothing normal about you. You stand out just the way you are. Listen, today we want to bring back a very special guest who last time when they were here, there were some technical difficulties, and they said, no, we got to come back and do something different and something better for everybody. So they decided and they agreed to come back. But I am glad she is back because I feel something really special about this particular episode today. She is a mom and an entrepreneur of a thriving company. Let's everybody give a warm TMG welcome for Miss Deidre. Best Deidre, come on and tell everybody hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
How you doing, Deidre?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you once again, Deidre, for coming on to the show. We are excited, happy that you decided to come back, girl. What's been new?
Thank you for having me. Nothing much. Nothing much at all. Just holding it in the road.
Yeah, that's what she says, but I know she has some good news that happened to her. She's not going to say it, wedding, but I'm just going to say that because I'm going to go ahead and out you and put it out there, D.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I see that ring. Yeah, we know something going on. Congratulations to you, girl.
Thank you. And congratulations to you on 3 years streaming. That's
Woo-hoo!
major.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I did. You know what? It surprises me. I know everybody's joining in. Hey, everybody, I know you're tuning in. Thank you for streaming and joining the show. But it still surprises me when people walk up to me and say, hey, man, we love your show. We love it. So it absolutely just continues to amaze me that people listen. Thank you. But we're here to talk about you. We're not here to talk about me, Deidre. We are here to talk about some wonderful things. Last time you were here, we were talking about people with introverted individuals. And today's topic, guys, if you did not catch it, is entitled, What's Wrong with Me? Now, Deej, I asked this question to start off with, and I said, how many of us, right, can honestly say growing up, and you look at your friends' personalities, look at everybody else going around you, have you ever felt like maybe something was wrong with you when you look at everybody else's personality? I know, man. I got both hands up, Deej.
Yes, definitely. Even at 30, almost 37, I still feel like it's something. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You just feel like, man, why am I not like this person? Why does my brain work like that? Why does it doesn't work like everybody else? And you just feel like something is wrong with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, guys, according to the website, and let me do this real quick because if I don't do this, somebody's gonna say this, guys. If you have an inspiring story that you would like to share and maybe possibly come on to the show, and maybe you say, Travis, I'm a little camera shy, I don't want to come on the show, that's fine. If you have an inspiring story and you would like to come on to the show and share that story with all of us here and with our guests, guys, listen, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to send us an email, and you're going to send that email to tellme21@gmail.com. I'm going to put the information right there on the screen. There you go, guys. There it is right there, tellme21@gmail.com. There it is right there. And even if you are afraid to come on the camera, drop us a line if you know someone else who would like to be on the show. There you go. Now, we got that part out the way. So, Deej, you, like me, and a lot of other people who may or may not want to admit it, kind of felt like something was wrong with us kind of growing up. And even now, you said, Travis, I kind of still feel that way. That when I look at other people's personalities in comparison, I feel like, yeah, something is definitely wrong with me because I don't do it the way they do it. I don't say it. My mind doesn't kind of work that way. And you said you still kind of feel that way. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. Every day.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow. So it sometimes it just may never go away.
No, I honestly don't think that that it'll go away because we'll always find something that's different about ourselves. Especially
Exactly.
being around the people that we're around the most. We'll always it's like, oh yeah, I'm not really into that, or yeah, no, that's not my speed. So yeah, and it's been. You would think that it would be harder as a child, but it's honestly harder as an adult, and I don't know how to fix it.
Oh man, listen, you are 100% right. Sometimes some things do kind of linger with us, and I
Hmm.
know I learned the reason why. I'll give it later. I'll learn the reason why, but I'll learn it later. I'll give it later. But you're absolutely right. Sometimes things seem to linger with us a little bit longer than necessary. Let me start off by saying now, I was doing some research on people with introverts and introversion and introverted individuals. And I was doing some research and I came across this psychology webpage. It's called verywellmind.com. Verywellmind.com. All one word, guys. Verywellmind.com. People who identify with introverted personality types make up an estimated 25 to 40% of the world's population. 25 to 40% of the world's population, and that's recorded, okay,
Hmm.
make up of the world's population as introverted personalities. That's a heck of a lot of people. Now, Deidre, you are somewhere in that number. So am I. I'm glad I identify
Absolutely,
as
absolutely.
an introverted individual. So we're both kind of in that number. Were there times that you can remember that convinced you more of the fact that you were an introvert than others? Like moments like when you realized things stood out about your personality. Were there times when you realized this more?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And it really peaks out during holiday season. During holiday seasons, everybody have these parties and these get-togethers and things like that. And I'm just like, yeah, no. Thank you for the invite, but I think I'm okay. And even going back to just, recently, 4th of July, we just had, and of course, that's such a big to do where everybody gets together and kind of have fun. And I see my family. I stay right at home. I cooked by myself. I cleaned by myself, and I went to sleep. And I let my family go and do their thing. So I would definitely say holidays would be something that really brings it out of me. Not that I don't like celebrating holidays. It's just it's just so chaotic, and I don't flourish well in chaos at
Gotcha.
all. So yeah.
I understand. It's more. It takes more energy out of you. From what I'm hearing,
Hmm.
it kind of drains you more, and that's kind of when I was doing research on it. That's the information that they were giving. It say it drains you, and the person who identifies as an introverted personality, a lot of social things drain them. And it's not that they're antisocial. Let's get that. Let's put that misconception to bed. It's not that
Please.
people who identify as introverts or antisocial, they don't want to deal with people. I'm gonna put up a picture, and this is what people's most concept of someone who's introvert. This is the concept. Somebody who's always alone, sitting down by themselves, away from everybody, just sitting there, staring at the wall, staring at the floor. That seems to
Oh
be everybody's
no,
conception, and that's not it. When
that's not
most
it.
people who are introverts, let me show you a quick video of what most people who are introverts really look like, guys. That's it. They're fun. They're happy. They like to engage with people. And they're all color shapes and sizes. There's not one person who can say, well, because it's only because of this, it's only because of that. They all come in all shapes and sizes from all different backgrounds. So it's not one type of person who can identify. Remember, 25 to 40% of the world's population identify with an introverted personality from all different types, all walks of life. So, Digi, you said a lot of times it's used around social gatherings, holidays, is when it really kind of stands out. That's when it requires a lot more energy from you to kind of dig in and I'm say be like everybody else, or
Right,
just kind of
right.
fit into the moment. I gotta ask you this question. It's kind of a little different. Is it hard for you sometimes to kind of to be in the moment like everyone else? Because sometimes it seems like people can be in the moment and they could be in the moment and it's good. Is it hard for you as an introvert? What are some of the challenges that you face of kind of being in the moment of things?
Um, Kinda. It really depends on the environment. Let me just be honest. If it's in a cool, relaxed environment, it is not a problem for me to be in the moment, enjoy myself, have a good time. If it is a lot of moving, if it's a lot of moving parts, I'm trying to figure out, hey, okay, so where's the exit in case I got to dip out real quick? You know what I'm saying? Like this is, and yeah, and I'm gonna drive my own car, right? So
You gonna leave an exit?
because I need to go. It's like so, it would. I would definitely say it would depend on the environment, but I don't have a problem. Being in the moment at all.
Awesome,
But it really
awesome.
just depends. Yeah.
And based on the images I just showed, it showed individuals that were engaging with other people, that were engaging, happy being around people. And what we have to understand is being identified with an introverted personality is not a disease. It's not, it's not a sickness. Just how your brain processes different information. And the image of someone just sitting down by themselves and being always want to be alone is not the case. Just requires a different amount of mental energy to be social with other individuals. So it does require that individuals who are introverts are they're not weird or strange or anything like that. So let's make sure we put that to bed as well.
Please.
I know, right? Let me kind of give a definition of what an introvert is. Okay, this way we can look at an introvert from a different perspective. Let's a definition. An introversion is a personality trait characterized by a focus on internal feelings rather than external sources of stimulation. In other words, introverts, they carry their own excitement.
Yeah.
They carry
Yeah.
their own excitement with them. We don't need a match. I got my whole gas can and matches with
Everything
me.
with me.
Where
Absolutely.
everybody else might need that extra external source to kind of draw energy from. People who are introverts, they carry that with them because their focus is on internal feelings. How can I handle this internally? What's going on internally? And people who are introverts, they get mislabeled as emotional. Yeah, you're just over emotional. They get
Rude.
that's the worst one. Rude, over emotional,
Yeah.
and what it is more so because you spend so much time focusing on yourself internally that you don't always need that external stimulation. You don't always need that external, get me up and go. People who are introverts, a lot of times, they're their biggest cheerleader.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will cheer for yourself before someone else will. Have you ever found opportunities like this where you found that, you know what? I don't need somebody to cheer for me. I can cheer for myself.
Absolutely. Uh, Becoming an entrepreneur, that
Right.
was one of the things that I had to learn because, of course, when you first start out, it's very slow. It's very slow. And so I had to learn to celebrate myself for every small win. I started celebrating myself just for people inquiring about my business. I started celebrating myself, for referrals. And so I just got more comfortable with celebrating myself. And so even on my 9 to 5, I have learned that I need to also celebrate myself because they're not gonna do it all the time. So I have to keep me from feeling like, oh, I don't want to go in here. Like I have to celebrate myself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, absolutely,
and,
absolutely.
and, and we all have to do that. You have to take moments to celebrate who you are, celebrate yourself, celebrate your accomplishments. It's well, Travis, I haven't had accomplishments in a long time. I haven't accomplished anything in a long time. If you get up in the morning, I've learned this: get up in the morning and make your bed. Every morning, get up and
Every
make up your
day.
bed. And when you look at the day, you can say, I made my bed up. That's your accomplishment. Start there and go from somewhere. Small, things matter. Those small details will begin to add up and matter. Now, based on what we just mentioned about introverts who kind of carry their fire with them, who carry that internal thing with the internal drive with them, based on what we just mentioned about people with an introverted personality type, were there ever times you felt something was wrong with you just because you didn't respond maybe to how someone else did?
Definitely, I would say high school. I
Oh,
would
wow.
definitely say high school. I wasn't very I went through the ugly duckling stage. And so with that being said, you kind of be shelled out anyway, just to kind of
Right,
keep people
right.
from talking about you and things like that. So I could honestly say, realistically, a little bit of my introvertness has come from those insecurities from when I was in high school. So I learned how to shut myself out and become like, hey, you just got to go to school, get this work done and go home. Like I didn't go to prom. I didn't do any of those things.
Mm.
So I think it all kind of plays a part. That's why when you mentioned something about making the bed, do you know how many times I got in trouble as a child for not making up my bed? But do you know now as an adult, I will not leave my house without making up at least my side of the bed? Like it's crazy. It's crazy, but it gives me so much gratification during the day just knowing. And when you come back in in your bedroom, it's the biggest piece in your room. And so
Exactly.
it's made, and it's just like, oh, yes, yes, the good go you for making up your bed today.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. And I might say go me every day. But it's still gratification, it's still hyping myself up. So if I had known these little small tricks now as an adult than I did in high school, I probably wouldn't even, identify as an introvert. I probably would not. But just because I did go through that, and so now it's always like a form of protection for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, okay, yeah. So I don't want to let too many people in. Won't let, and the people that I do have, I let in. I keep them pretty close
Oh,
to
yeah.
me, and so I open
Absolutely.
up to them and be free. But as far as a whole heap of friends, I don't see how these people have 200 and 300 friends. Like, how is that possible? Like, it has to be mentally draining, and I don't understand.
Listen,
I don't understand that, but so yeah, I would definitely say, yeah.
I agree. I absolutely agree. There always would be opportunities and times when we feel like, something was wrong with us. And I know a lot of times
Yeah.
me for instance, I used to always feel like something was wrong with me. I always felt, I'm not like this person. Why can't I be more like this person? Why can't I, behave more like this person? And there's nothing wrong, but why can't I just be more like this person? Why? And I always thought something was wrong because, and as we dive into this, guys, about introversion, people with introverted personalities, and what do we do when we think that something is wrong with us? What's the first thing we do? Is we want to do this. Let me do this. This is the first thing I would do, Deej. Every time I thought something was wrong with how I processed information, or when I just wanted to be alone and think and process those emotions, and sometimes I journal. I do a lot of journaling. So I think, well, something must be
Hmm.
wrong with me. So when you think something is wrong with you, what you do? You do this. You break out a toolbox. You find a box of tools and you start trying to fix yourself. Well, let me get a hammer. Let me get a screwdriver. Let me get a wrench. You start gravitating to relationships and people and things you think that would fix you. You start adjusting to different things. Let me try to be like this person to fix me. Let me get with this group of people to fix me. Anytime we try to
Absolutely.
gravitate toward people or individuals we think that might make us fit better or behave better, all we're doing is grabbing a toolbox and we're grabbing tools out of that box to try and fix something that we think or feel is wrong. Let me ask you guys a question. Everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching, be honest with me now. Be transparent. How many times have you felt like you needed to fix yourself? How many times did you enter into a relationship just because you thought it would fix what you thought was wrong with you. Or you had friends with people you know you really didn't fit in with, but you wanted to fix what you thought was wrong, or you began to behave in ways that you thought would work because you thought you needed to be fixed. You would grab a tool. Let me go get this way. Well, they say if you act like this, then you'll be fine. If you act like that, if you talk like this, and we try to read. Listen, I would even read. I enjoy reading. We would even try to read certain books and movies and watch movies so we could fit in, so that we won't be the only one to say I don't like those type of movies or I don't like those type of things. And because all we're doing is trying to fix ourselves, fix things that really aren't broken. Have you ever
They're not broken.
You ever done that? You ever try to fix yourself?
Yes.
You ever felt something was wrong?
Yes. I would say my 20s. Let's just put it out there. All of my 20s, early 30s, crazy relationships, draining me, changing me. I don't even identify, I can't even identify myself at this point.
I know.
Friendships and all these weird places that people are inviting me to. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And I'm like, what is this? So I would definitely say my 20s was when I really pulled out my toolbox, as you would say. That's when I really pulled out my toolbox and tried to figure out who I was and what I liked. And 9 times out of 10, I did not like any of it.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
I did not like any of it. People would say that I was stuck up or bougie because I was sit in of course I would be nice, but they would think that I was being rude or something because I would just sit there. Like, I don't know these people. This isn't me. And so it just, how you do a checklist, you're just going through your checklist. It's like, okay, yep, don't like that, don't like that.
Yep.
Definitely don't like them. And, and so I had to go through the process of elimination, or the purging process, for me to become comfortable space that I am now. So if I hadn't done those things, I would have been trying to do that later on in life. And then I would have had a midlife crisis trying to figure out who I was as a person. And I'm glad that I did it in my 20s.
Absolutely. And that's where a lot of people find ourselves. We're struggling trying to find that identity, find out who we are, because we've spent so many years trying to fix ourselves instead of accepting ourselves and realizing there's nothing wrong. Everybody's not going to have the same type of personality. Everybody's not going to have the same type of everything. So, and you said you reflected on it and said you came to a point and said, this is not me. This is not who I am. This is not what I like. This is not me.
Yeah. Yeah, and because I really tried to pay attention to who how I felt once I left a certain place or with a certain group of people.
Right.
If I wasn't my happy, calm, peaceful self, if I felt agitated or things like that, I was like, okay, no. And I think that comes with self-observation.
Correct.
I really think that comes with self-observation, for sure.
Absolutely. The only way we're going to come to that point where we can realize and be honest and transparent with ourselves and say this isn't me, and move forward and to who we want to be or who we know we can become, is to say, you know what, that isn't me. I got to pay attention to me, my self cues, what myself is telling me, and myself is telling me this is not where I need to be. This is not for me. Trying to fit in, be like everyone else.
Yeah, and another thing, I would definitely encourage younger people, don't take a job because of the pay if it's not something that you like. Because what happens is you get in this job, and trust me, because I've been there, you get in this job, the money is good, but you're miserable. Like, your spirit is miserable when you leave there, and you're there for 8 hours a day. And then that also takes away from your personality, because if you stay there too long, you start a career path, and then you're trying to get off of that path, and you can't get off that path, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so lost in this world. So don't take a job because of the money. Take a job that you really like, and the money will come. The money will come. You could grow in that business.
Exactly. As that is spot on, Deej. That is definitely spot on because then we're stuck. Like you said, we're stuck on a path, and
Yeah.
that's not who we are. And we have to understand whichever path that we are on, that path will impact us, and we'll start becoming. And then now we're conforming, and now we're like, I don't know who this is. You wake
Absolutely.
up and you have no idea who you are.
Hmm.
No idea who
Hmm.
you are,
That's
and
true.
you find yourself guessing. Now you're in your 50s and 60s, still trying to figure out who you are, when the 20-year-old was telling you this is not who you are,
This is
and it's
not who
difficult.
I am. Hmm. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
So let me ask you a question. Would you say your personality type, being an introvert, would you say it's learned, or would you say it's something that's kind of a product of your environment? Because some people say that an introverted personality is part learned and part, genetics. Maybe your cousin, your auntie, or somebody in the household had it before it was that way. Would you say it's learned or what?
Uh, I would say that it wasn't learned. I don't really know. I wouldn't say learned or inherited. I wouldn't say that because I'm different from my family. Like
Okay.
I'm just completely different from my family. Um, so I would say it was probably something that was absorbed.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
something that I personally learned. So you learn, just for peaceful. I didn't grow up in very I didn't have a bad childhood, but I did not also have like a peaceful childhood either.
Okay.
And so when I was old enough to make my own peaceful situations, it was something that I kept very, dear to my heart to do so.
Right. Right.
So maybe learn. So yes, we'll go with that.
Okay,
Learn.
and a lot of psychiatrists and psychologists, they believe that a lot of people who identify introverted is either learned either from either because of what's going on with the environment around you, or because of situations like you said where your childhood may not have been the most promising one to start off with, or the ideal one. I'll say the most ideal,
Hmm.
and we learn different behaviors. Me, the same thing. Mine was more of because of the environment around me, and I did not want to
Okay.
participate in a lot of things that were going on around me. So I focused more on reading, focused more on myself, and a lot of personal growth and internally. So I could say mine had a lot to do with environment as well. Looks like we lost Deidre, but she will come back, guys. So we're going to continue the show. So, guys, as I was saying, it is important that we first understand and accept who we are. There she is. She's back. See, you're back. I love it. That's what I love about live. Things happen, and we got you back. But what I was telling everybody that it's important that we accept who we are, because that's the most
Oh yeah.
important part of everything. So let me do this real quick, guys. I mentioned this website earlier, verywellmind.com, guys, and I'm going to share something with you about the some of the different types of introverts that they say that there are. Let me share this with you guys. I'm just going to share that on the screen, and we can still talk, Deidre. There it is right there, as you can see it.
Okay.
So as you see that, Deidre, on your screen,
I actually do not see that.
let me sure get that for you there. All right. Oh, I know why you don't see it because I'm sharing it to my
Oh wait.
audience. But one of the things that they're showing is called social introverts. A social introvert is. Let me do this so you can see it, Deej. Hold on. Let me see, can I get it where you can see it also?
Okay.
There you go. You see it now?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. All right. So one of the things they were talking about is there on this website, verywellmind.com, the different types of introverts. A social introvert. This is the type of introvert prefers small versus large groups of people. They prefer a quiet night
That's
at
me.
home
That's me.
over a night out. It's a social introvert. Or maybe there's some thinking introverts who are listening. Some thinking introverts. Introverts in this category tend to spend a lot of time thinking. They are introspective and creative. I think I'm in that group right there. There's some anxious,
Yeah, yeah.
I know, right? Some anxious introverts. Anxious introverts often feel unsettled or nervous around people during social interactions. And that's what most people think introverts are all anxious and all that. And then there's some inhibited introverts. Inhibited. This type of introvert tends to overthink spending a significant amount of time considering a decision before doing anything. So they spend more time thinking about what they could do than actually doing it. I think I'm more of a thinking introvert, and I said you said you're more of a social introvert in there.
Yeah,
So
I because yeah, yeah, I think so. I mean, I could really be a little bit of all of them. I could,
yep.
I could probably have like a little bit of all of them, but definitely the social one. And I have this saying. It says bartending is my social life. Because I'm always at an event. Like, it's an event. It's not really big. It's controlled time. Like
exactly.
so I have to.
Exactly.
So yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah, that's definitely me.
Guys, the website, I'm going to put it in chat. It's called verywellmind.com. I learned a lot on there. Maybe you could go and find out some interesting stuff about yourself. Now, you mentioned something, though. Your choice of career seems to go against everything society says an introvert is. It requires you to always
Hmm.
be in front of people, always be upbeat and personable. What is this business you do now?
I am a mobile bartender. I am the owner of Sweet Sips Bartending Company. You all can find us on Facebook at Sweet Sips Bartending Company, or on Instagram at co.sweetsipsbartending. Um, and I'm mobile. Like, you provide the space, we provide the bar, and we'll take you there. It has been probably one of the best things that I have taken a chance on. Um, I love it. I love the people that I meet. No event is ever the same. I get to be creative. I get to be creative. And like I said, the introvert in me mentally prepares myself for the 6 to 8 hours that I have to be social. And so I'm happy for that. So
And you said you're
yeah.
mobile. You
Yes.
guys are mobile, so that means you
And I
guys you go out to the people.
absolutely I go after the people. You just tell me where you need me to show up and I got you from there.
I think I got some stuff
That's what
here.
we do.
I think I got some stuff here that might be from one of your events. Let me see can I play some of that. Yeah, I stole your stuff. Is that from one of your events, D?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? Oh, D just get me, guys. She's killing me here. She's killing me here.
Are you sharing it with me?
You didn't see that either?
No, it's just I'm not getting anything.
Well, guess what? Everybody else saw it. Now, how about that?
All right, cool. So you tell me
Everybody
tell
else
me what
saw
it
it.
was and I'll tell you if it was me.
Oh, I know it was you. I know it was you. You were at one of your events. You were smiling all big. You had guests all around you, and you were showing some shots of some special get drinks that you were doing. You were performing. You were interacting with people, and the reason I wanted to show it with people you interacting with, because it just kind of dispels that thought that again people who are introverted personality are antisocial, and that's just definitely not the case. Thank you, Deidre, so much for being part of the show. Let me ask
Thank
you
you
this
for
question
having me.
here. What's one piece of advice you can provide to someone who feels that something is wrong with them because they don't think like everyone else? They don't seem to fit in like everybody else. They seem a little odd. They seem a little different. They seem to stick out. What's the one thing, piece of advice that you would want to give someone who feels like they need to be fixed?
Find your groove. You find your groove. You find what works for you. And the people that need to be around you, they will understand you, and the ones that don't will not.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my little piece, guys, is this: at the end of the day, we all have our different personalities, and they're different, right? We all have our personalities, and they're different. Although we talked about being an introvert, what we were really discussing is the importance of accepting one's self. And listen, if introverts, I want you to get this, if introverts consist of 25 to 40% of the world's population, chances are you are not a part of a minority. Yeah, if you're somewhere 25 to 40% of the world's population, there's no way that you are part of a minority. You are part of the majority. You count, you matter. Yes, you do. You are the reason. As a matter of fact, if you're in that number, you're the reason for the majority. You are the reason the
Absolutely.
number changes. You're the reason the number keeps going up. Listen, you're the reason the world keeps spinning, baby. And once we accept who we are, we can be happy with ourselves or happier with
Absolutely.
ourselves. This is the key to really knowing nothing is wrong with you. Guys, and if you like the information about what we talked about, visit the website verywellmind.com. Let me go ahead and get ready to get rolling out of here because if I don't, somebody's going to say something to us, Deej. Guys, listen, as always, it's been a real blast. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in
Absolutely.
today's show, guys. Listen, don't forget to tune in here each week, each Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, guys. And you can listen to the show or you can stream it on your favorite streaming platform like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pandora, and so many more. Guys, as we get out of here, I want to thank our very special guest, Deidre Best, for joining us. Guys, as always in
Thank you
parting,
for having
if you're
me.
going to tell me something, then tell me something good. I'm out of here.
Thank you.
I got to go. Thank you, Deej. We out of here, y'all.
See ya.